Did you know that JK Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected by 12 publishing houses before her work was finally accepted? Rejection, as it seems, was a blessing in disguise. Imagine this. You've poured your heart and soul into creating something magical. You've spent countless hours, days, and even years perfecting it. You believe in it. It's your baby, and then you present it to the world, only to be met with a cold, hard no. Not once, not twice, but freaking 12 times. That's precisely what happened to JK Rowling. The woman gave us the enchanting world of Harry Potter. The idea of a young wizard named Harry had struck her during a delayed train journey, and the story began to unfold. She wrote and wrote some more, pouring her dreams and her hopes into this tale of magic and friendship. But when she tried to get it published, she was met with rejection after rejection. Imagine how disheartening that must have been. To believe so strongly in something, only to be told over and over again that it wasn't good enough. But Rowling didn't let the rejection knock her down. Instead, she used it as fuel to push forward, to keep trying to stay resilient. And then finally, after the 12th rejection, Bloomsbury, a small publishing house in London, decided to give this Harry Potter a chance. And the rest, as they say, is history. The Harry Potter series went on to sell over 400 million copies worldwide, making Rowling one of the most successful authors of all time. So, rejection was not the end for Rowling, but the beginning of an extraordinary journey. Jia Zhang, in his groundbreaking book, Rejection Proof: How I Beat Fear and Became Invincible Through 100 Days of Rejection, explains psychological aspects of rejection and its crucial role in success and growth. Let's discuss 4 most interesting aspects of rejection everyone should be aware of. First, fear response and resilience building. Rejection triggers the brain's fear response, activating the amygdala and releasing stress hormones like cortisol. However, repeated exposure to rejection can lead to desensitization and resilience building. This process is akin to exposure therapy, where individuals gradually confront their fears, leading to decreased anxiety over time. Zhang's experiment exemplifies this principle, showing that by repeatedly subjecting himself to rejection, he gradually became more resilient, lessening the fear's grip on him. Second, mindset shift, from fixed to growth. Rejection challenges our beliefs about ourselves and our abilities. Those with a fixed mindset may interpret rejection as a reflection of their inherent inadequacy, leading to feelings of worthlessness and despair. On the other hand, individuals with a growth mindset perceive rejection as an opportunity for learning and growth. By reframing rejection as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, they maintain motivation and perseverance in the face of setbacks. The sooner we face rejections, the earlier we accept it as a normal part of our journey, and it immensely helps in dealing with the big rejections and crisis of the later phase of life in professional and personal journey. Third, social pain and rejection sensitivity. Neuroimaging studies have shown that social rejection activates the same brain regions associated with physical pain, underscoring the profound impact of rejection on our well-being. Moreover, individuals vary in their sensitivity to rejection, with some being more predisposed to perceive rejection in ambiguous situations. This heightened rejection sensitivity can lead to interpersonal difficulties and avoidance behaviors, further exacerbating feelings of isolation and loneliness. By confronting rejection head-on, individuals can gradually desensitize themselves to social pain, reducing their rejection sensitivity and fostering healthier social connections. Fourth, rejection is not a personal failure. How individuals respond to rejection can determine their future success and well-being. Resilient individuals view rejection as a temporary setback, remaining optimistic and proactive in the face of adversity. In contrast, those prone to learned helplessness internalize rejection as a personal failure, leading to passive resignation and disengagement from goal-directed activities. By cultivating resilience through resilience-building exercises, individuals can bounce back stronger from rejection, harnessing it as a catalyst for personal and professional growth. Ever heard of a man named Walt Disney? He was once fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. How's that for irony? Let's wind the clock back to the early 20th century. A young Walt Disney was just another struggling artist trying to make ends meet in Kansas City. He worked for the Kansas City Star newspaper, but was soon let go. The reason, his editor thought he lacked creativity and originality. Now, if you're familiar with the name Disney, you're probably chuckling at the irony. But there's more to this story. After his newspaper stint, Disney started a small company called Laugh-O-Gram Films. They created animated cartoons, but unfortunately, it was a financial disaster. The company went bankrupt and Disney was left penniless. But did he let that stop him need a chance? This is where the magic truly begins. Disney packed his bags and moved to Hollywood with nothing more than a suitcase and a dream. He started a new studio with his brother Roy. They faced many hurdles, even had to mortgage their homes to finance their first feature-length animation, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And guess what? It was a blockbuster hit. The very trait that got Disney fired from his newspaper job, his unique imagination, was what ultimately led him to create an animation empire. Today, Disney's name is synonymous with imagination, creativity, and innovation. Disney once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue." So rejection isn't always a bad thing. It can ignite the fire of determination, just like it did for Walt Disney. Let's turn to Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. Did you know he was rejected over 1,000 times before his chicken recipe was accepted? He was no stranger to adversity. Born in 1890, Sanders faced hardship from a young age, losing his father at the age of 5. Despite the challenges, the Colonel was a man of many talents, from being a steamboat pilot to an insurance agent. But it was his love for cooking that eventually led him to his destiny. At the age of 40, Sanders ran a service station in Kentucky where he would cook for travelers who stopped by. His fried chicken was such a hit that he decided to make a business out of it. But success didn't come easy. Sanders was determined to franchise his restaurant, but his recipe was turned down time and time again. Over 1,000 rejections, to be precise. Sanders was fueled by his rejections. He was relentless in his pursuit, believing in his recipe and his vision. And then, finally, after years of persistence, his recipe was accepted. Sanders' dedication paid off, and the first Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant was opened in Salt Lake City, Utah in 1952. Today, KFC is one of the world's most popular fast food chains, with over 23,000 locations globally. He didn't view his rejections as a sign to give up, but as an opportunity to refine and improve. So what can we learn from these stories? How can we turn rejection into a blessing? Well, the lessons are clear as day. 1. Resilience is key. Life will throw curveballs in the form of rejections, but it's our ability to withstand these setbacks. It ultimately defines our success. Walt Disney was fired because he lacked imagination, but he didn't let that stop him. He was resilient, and he went on to create one of the most successful entertainment empires in the world. 2. Persistence is a virtue. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before he sold his first bucket of chicken, but he didn't give up. He was persistent. He knocked on door after door until one finally opened. And that's the thing about persistence. However, to reduce the possibility of rejection, we need to prevent ourselves making bad decisions. To know the science behind making decisions, see the video on the left. And if you want to know 6 signs of mentally strong people, watch the video on the right. Please support our work by subscribing the channel. It really helps us keep going. Thank you.